Does USCIS ever really reverse itself on an N-336? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our office here in St. Louis, Missouri. When someone applies for citizenship, they file a form called an N-400. That is an application for naturalization. When that application is approved, the person goes on and becomes a U.S. citizen. When the application is denied, they have a choice. They can file an N-336, which is a petition for review, and they're asking someone else in the given field office to redecide the naturalization case. So in other words, they have a chance to appeal to a different immigration officer. And for a long, long time, we thought in our office that these N-336 hearings were sort of a joke. At least in St. Louis, we saw for a long time that they just basically rubber stamped the decision that was made by someone else down the hall. So an N-336 is sent to someone who is at an equal or a higher level than the officer who originally denied the N-400. And they're going to take a look at why the case was denied, what the legal basis was. They're going to try to clean up their mistake. Basically, it's USCIS's opportunity to revisit the case and see if they want to overturn it. Now, like I said, in the old days, this was always just a rubber stamp, denied. They would uphold the denial and they would stand by their guns. But over the last couple of years, maybe they got some training or something, but we've been seeing more flexibility and more actual interest in getting it right from officers who are deciding N-336s, who are having these hearings. So one example I can tell you about is a recent success that we had. So we have a client named Ahmed. He's originally from Somalia, but he lived in Denver, Colorado. And he applied for citizenship. His case was pending for a really long time, so he asked us to sue them. They went ahead and scheduled him for another interview, which I attended, and the officer was one of the rudest officers I've ever come across. She was also trying to play tricks on us. It was one of the few times I've ever gone to get a supervisor to complain about the conduct of an officer. She wasn't letting us edit the statement that she typed up about what was said during the interview, and it was really just sort of a big mess. Well, eventually USCIS denied that case, and they denied it on a really, really thin legal argument. Basically, they were saying that my client, Ahmed, had gone down to Texas and lied about his residency there in order to get a commercial driver's license. And this was all just thought of out of theory. There was no real evidence of this. They cited the Texas statutes and they denied him. And it was actually a pretty harsh N-400 denial. So we took an N-336, and I wasn't very hopeful. But we did get a supervisor, and we made our case as to why the officer was unrealistic and wrong on the law. We briefed the issue fully, and we just got word that my client has been approved for naturalization, and in fact he naturalized just the other day. So you can win on an N-336. If you don't, you have to go to federal court, and that's a whole other video which you can find out on our channel. But you can indeed win on an N-336. It doesn't happen all the time. It does seem to be happening more and more, so it's worth taking a shot, especially if you weren't represented the first time. If you go in with an attorney and they brief the issue, my wife Amani got a great verdict on an N-336 in Virginia earlier this year, and so it's certainly doable. It's certainly worthwhile, but it's going to take some time to put the case together, and sometimes we're left to clean up mistakes that were made either by our clients or prior attorneys. So the N-336 is something that you should consider. Remember, you only have 30 days from the date of the denial, and you want to get that in early. You can brief it and bring extra evidence to the hearing, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to get that thing on file pretty quickly. If you have questions about naturalization or about what happens when your case gets denied, give us a call at 314-961-8200. You can email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. You know, we do have a Facebook group that's a pretty jumping place. It's called Immigrant Home. You can find us there. There's a lot of people asking questions and sort of talking about immigration-related issues. We put a lot of news in there. And if you like this video, please be sure to share it with your friends. Share it on YouTube, social media, and be sure to like our channel, subscribe so that you get updates whenever we shoot new videos like this one. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.